Just going to be a pop type music or a street music.
Good afternoon. I'm Charles Green, and I want to talk about why men's health matters. I don't think we talk about us men and our health. I don't think we talk about it enough. We as men face barriers to seeking medical attention, including social stigma, lack of awareness, and busy lifestyles. Yeah. That means we don't really take out a lot of time for ourselves as we should. We put everything before us a lot of times. And we need to start putting us before it. If that make any sense to you, we need to put ourselves first, what I'm saying. No matter what we got going on in our life, we need to know how to balance certain things, especially our health. That's the main thing. Us men are more likely to develop chronic conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, and certain cancers. Prostate is the number one cancer that really take us men out a lot of times. Me growing up as a kid, I heard about prostate cancer a lot. Not just prostate, cirrhosis of the liver, and we know where that come from. A lot of times, 9 out of 10, that's from drinking. I think my uncle, if I'm not mistaken, had dealt with something similar, cirrhosis of the liver, when he passed, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was one of the things I think I might have heard of right there. But, I been knew, because I had a cousin too, that I think cirrhosis of the liver took him out as well, because he was a real bad drinker at one point in time, in his life. And I think that was one of the main cause of death for him. Prioritizing health screenings, lifestyle modification, and mental health support can significantly enhance overall wellness. We need to start changing our lifestyle more for the better and get more support with our mental health. Us men, we don't talk about mental health within us as we should. A lot of men deal, because they have a lot of stuff bottled in them so much, especially from past situations from the past. Because I was one of it. I dealt with a lot of things in my past that I let kind of clog my judgment and take over me at one point in time in my life, until I got some help with it. For me to be able to help y'all, I got to be able to help myself. So it started with me first. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, to help others from what I experienced in my life. So, if I didn't ever get a grip on my mental state, ain't no telling where I would be right now. But God, that man up here, whether you know it or not, is a good God. He don't make no mistakes. He give us signs before it even happens. It's up to us to really take heed to them signs, though. That's where it starts. It starts within God. You know, the devil, you know, these negative energy that we be seeing out here, that's not of God. You know, that's the devil trying to kill, steal, and destroy. And if we don't get a grip on that, we doomed. You know, we doomed. Hate to say it, but if you're not letting God take control of your life, then things won't be looking good. Because only He can help. Only He can make the changes. And He give us signs within us. The stuff that we see every day, the stuff that we go through when you feel like, you feel like certain people betrayed you. You feel like you thought you was tight with somebody, y'all was best friends, buddy, and then that person just switched up on you out the blue. You know you ain't did nothing to that person. God's showing you need to cut that person off. He's showing you the signs. You need to pray for that person, hope that person change their ways, especially when you see yourself growing. What I mean by growing, when you see yourself not doing the same stuff that you and your so-called best friend or the people you hang around doing, that y'all always been doing, that you knew wasn't really right. No way. You know, when you see yourself growing from there and you stepping to the side, you looking at life different than what they see it. God's showing you that. He's showing you that it's time for you to divide yourself from that. Divide yourself from them type of people. People that don't mean you no good. People that's not benefiting you in a positive light. But yeah, we just need to really stick together more as men, encouraging each other in a positive light. No hating on one another. You know what I'm saying? No gossiping about one another. Because one thing I can't stand a gossiper, man. I can't stand no guy, no man with a female trait like that, you know? Because my thing is, if you gossip like that, then I know you probably be talking about me as well. 9 out of 10 you is. But I mean, we all got opinions on stuff. It's just how you go about it, though. Ain't nothing wrong with having an opinion, but it's all about how you do it. But yeah, we us men definitely need to stick together more and encourage each other more to get help, man. Get help. You know, dealing with heart disease, we need to stay working out, stay eating right to prevent these things. I mean, we're not here forever. We all gonna leave here one day. But we could prolong it. Because a lot of times, the way our lifestyle is determines how long we're going to be here too. But I mean, God get the last say so. But you get what I'm saying. Your body's not a body until you make it a kingdom. Our body is a kingdom. God gave us this. And it's up to us to do the right thing for our body and not harm it. Because when we harm it, that's something on our lifespan. Our lifespan going to let us know now, hey, if you don't make these changes, I don't know how long you might have out here on earth. But like I said, God got the last say so on that, but we still got to do right by our bodies. He blessed us to have this shell of a body, not to harm it, but to do great things with our body, and that's eating the right foods, drinking the right drinks, which is water. And so many people got so many theories on water, it's crazy, but we know water good for us because water would never even be a such thing if it wasn't. We know the right foods, the right drinks. We know what it is. We do. And we know that really doing things in moderation is the key. When you overdoing it, that's when you're messing up. So you could do whatever. It's all about making sure that you balancing it out, making sure that you stay having fiber in your system, making sure you staying with nutritious, eating fresh fruits, whole foods, fish, chicken, and make sure you baking it and broiling it, not always eating fried. It's good. You can eat fried at least once or twice, or maybe 3 times a month, but not continuously though. Within that same month, you got to at least have it, set up so you would be like, well, okay, this month I'm gonna eat maybe some fried food, maybe 2 or 3 times, no more than 3 times out of this month. That's good, because you're not overdoing it. And our hormonal health, which is the testosterone, our testosterone levels. The more we put the good stuff in us and stay working out, it's making our testosterone levels go up high. Which is a good thing, because I don't think you want no low testosterone levels. You want it to be normal, what I'm saying. And to do that, we got to stay eating nutritious stuff. And like I say, working out. Because working out, it keeps your stress levels down. And your stress levels is what causes a lot of this disease stuff, to come on you. Cancer and all that. And then our mental, dealing with depression, anxiety, and stress. Excuse me. And stress. And I want to share with y'all, I have a product, and it's called tincture. It's called tincture. And you can find this on my website. That helps with anxiety, depression, and stress. You put it under your tongue. It's some drops. You put a few drops, maybe 2 or 3 drops under your tongue, and you hold it. You don't swallow it right then. Hold it for like 15 seconds, then swallow. You stay doing that, I at least say, you can do it about every night before you go to bed. And that helps. And that's my CBD product called tincture. But what I want y'all to do though, like I said, we need to, us men, my brothers, we need to stay helping each other, encouraging each other to stay getting our regular checkups with our doctor. If you don't have a primary doctor, get you one. Well, stay getting your checkups though. Stay, and make sure you do your due diligence on your doctors, your primary doctors, so you pick the right ones. And let's pray first before we even do anything. Let's pray first and ask God to give us the right doctors, because only He can help us through all this. Only God Himself. And before I wrap this up, I want y'all to go and check out my ebook, You Can Manage Diabetes Naturally. Captivita. And Captivita is my product that helps with weight management and diabetes. It helps to get your A1Cs low, to the point that if you using insulin, the insulin shots, this is what helps you to get you off these shots and focus more on the natural pill itself, the product itself. This product is a pill. And if you're tired of using these needles, you still use that little prick yourself and see where you at. But I'm trying to help y'all to stop using them needles. We trying to cure this thing. We ain't trying to help out for the moment. Because I feel that them insulin shots, and I could be wrong, But my theory is, I feel that it only helps you for the moment. The stuff that the doctor's giving you only helps you for the moment. I'm trying to help it so you won't have to keep going to the doctor every time. I want to help you to be able to, if you type 2, to get down to type 1 to type 0, you know? If you type 2, I want to help you to come from that to type 1 to type 0. That means you're not a diabetic at all, no more. Not even on the borderline. And a few years ago, I was on the borderline. And when they told me this, I hurried up right then. Because I said, the devil is a lie. You're not going to get me on this. I didn't mind I went on ahead and made small changes quick. Just small changes. Because I seen what diabetes do to people. A lot of my folks, man, left here from diabetes. And at the time, I couldn't help them because I didn't know nothing about it. I just seen them going through it themselves. But it had me concerned because in my mind, I wanted to help them, but I didn't know where to start at. So it took me to end up dealing with something similar. I wasn't a full diabetic, but it had me on the borderline. And I wasn't going to the doctors regularly at that time, but I started then. I took the initiative then to make them small changes. Because the lady, soon she was trying to, before I was on the borderline, she was telling me I was a full diabetic. But see what happened, when she had me to do my blood test for the first time, that was the very first time I ever took did any kind of blood work. And she didn't tell me to do it on the empty stomach. So I had ate and I had drunk something that day within me, taking this, doing this blood work. And it came up, it showed that I was a diabetic. That's what it was showing. And she was trying to, right then and there, she was trying to help, she was trying to put me on medication right then and there. I said, oh, nah, man, something got to give. I know good and well because my body I felt fine. I didn't felt the need that I needed to be on medication. No, I didn't feel like nothing was going on with me at that time. I didn't have no dizziness. My body felt normal. I felt normal. So my aunt asked me, did I do it on an empty stomach when I did that blood work? I told her nah. So she said, well, you need to get a second opinion. You need to go back and redo it again, but this time do it on the empty stomach. So that's what I did. I did that and couldn't find out I was on the borderline. So that's how I ended up on the borderline. Then when I found that out, that's when I went on and made those small changes. And it's weird how that happened because the lady, and shout out to Miss Yvonne, she's a real estate agent. And she also was connected with these people, which they was the Link people at one point in time. She was telling me about the product that they was all using. And it was called Captivita. So I asked her about it, and I went on and did my due diligence on it. When she shared that product with me, and she said, "This right here is what you need to take to help you with this situation, this diabetes situation. Which I was not a full diabetic, but I was on the borderline. So she was like, if you trying to get off, do what them doctors tell you, because they basically told me to make some changes in my eating habits as well. So I did that. So I made small changes in my eating habits, and I started getting back to working. Well, I was already getting back to working out slowly, but that's when I really started taking it serious. But yeah, the Captivita, the whole Captivita product, I just started focusing on using that for a while. I used that all the way up till I felt like it was time for me to go back and see my doctor again. When I had set up another appointment, I asked her, I said, well, I would like to take another blood work to see where I'm at now. Because I told her I made some changes. And I made some small changes within that time that she had told me I was on the borderline. So when I did that, you know, she set up another appointment for me to do another blood work. And when I did that, it showed that I was off. She said, I ain't never seen nobody make these. I ain't never seen nobody get off the borderline that quick, you know, after they just found out about it. She said, you really took this serious. She said, I don't know what you did. I said, well, I just made the small changes for what you told me, you know, about the eating and everything. I said, that's all I did. And I just got back to working out. I really, you know, took my workout serious. And from me to you, that's how I got off the borderline. And if I could do it, you can do it. That's a known fact. That's a fact. And like I say, go check out my ebook, You Can Manage Diabetes Naturally. It shares my story, the story I just told y'all. It shares that plus more. It tells you everything about this Captivita product. And like I said, let's take our life serious, man. Let's take our life serious. And just small changes in your life. You ain't got to do big changes. Small changes turn into big changes. Always remember that. Your body's not a body till you make it a temple. You can find my ebook in the description box. You can find the link to it in the description box. You can find my website link in the description box. And also check out my other link, which is my Facebook page called LinkedIn. My Facebook page called LinkedIn. That's my business page. You can find that in the description box as well. On that note, I love y'all. My brothers, hey, we got to look out for one another. We got to stay encouraging each other, sharing truthful information that actually works. Not just be giving information out, but the right information. And we continue to do that. We got to stay consistent. We stay consistent doing that, man, we could really reach some people that really needs to hear us, to hear our story. And for us to do it, we got to, you know, we got to look within ourselves first. We got to help ourselves before we can help anybody else out. We can't help nobody if we ain't help us. We start within us. All right. Love y'all. Y'all be easy.